Chosen one. Something powerful is unfolding around you, and you can feel it. The air is different. Your energy is shifting. And deep inside, there's a quiet knowing that November 25th is not going to be a normal day for you. Because on this day, 5 shocking miracles are aligning. Not 1, not 2, but 5. Each one building on the next, hitting you back to back in a way that feels fated, intentional, and undeniably divine. You may already sense it. The sudden calm before a breakthrough, the heaviness lifting, the signs repeating, the timing sharpening, the universe moving pieces you can't yet see. And listen closely, because this is important. Nothing in your life has been random. Every delay prepared you. Every disappointment reshaped you. Every ending positioned you. Every moment of isolation strengthened you. It all leads to what is about to happen next. On November 25th, destiny stops whispering and starts revealing. And if you're watching this right now, you were guided here. So stay with me until the very end. Because if even one of these 5 miracles matches what you're feeling, your entire life is about to shift in ways you could never imagine. Now, chosen one, let's begin. The first miracle of November 25th arrives in a way most people would overlook. It does not announce itself with loud signs or dramatic thunder. Instead, it arrives quietly, almost subtly, wearing the disguise of loss, disappointment, or sudden change. But do not be fooled. What looks like something being taken from you is actually something being taken off you. Because this is not a loss. This is a surgical removal. Something or someone has been sitting in your energy field for far too long. You've felt the drain. You've sensed the heaviness. You've tried to make it work, keep the peace, ignore the red flags, or convince yourself it wasn't impacting you. But your spirit knew. Your intuition whispered. Your body felt the weight even when your mind tried to explain it away. And now, the universe is done waiting. November 25th is the day the unnecessary falls off your path quicker than you imagined. This sudden removal will feel shocking, abrupt, and incredibly purposeful. It is the universe stepping in, performing an intervention, and protecting you from the very thing you kept trying to soothe, fix, or tolerate. In the hours leading up to this day, you may feel changes in the atmosphere around you. You may sense a growing urge to distance yourself, a subtle discomfort around certain people or places, a sudden shift in someone's behavior that reveals more than words ever could, a door that closes unexpectedly without warning or explanation, a conversation that exposes something you needed to know, or a realization so strong it stops you in your tracks, like a lightning bolt cutting through your thoughts. These are not random emotional swings. These are not coincidences. These are the early warning tremors before a spiritual earthquake. This removal is necessary, even if it arrives with a sting. The universe is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to free you. Because expansion cannot happen where there is blockage. Elevation cannot happen where there is resistance. Breakthrough cannot happen where you are still tied to energies you have outgrown. You have reached a point in your spiritual timeline where you can no longer carry what drains you. You can no longer shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable. You can no longer dim your intuition to maintain a false sense of peace. You can no longer excuse the weight that is holding your destiny hostage. November 25th will prove this to you. Something that does not belong in your next chapter simply cannot survive this energetic shift, and the universe is stepping in on your behalf because you would not remove it on your own, not out of weakness, but out of loyalty, stability, fear, or emotional attachment, but the universe sees what you cannot. It hears the conversations behind doors you were not meant to open. It understands the intentions of people you gave the benefit of the doubt. It recognizes the weight you thought you had to live with forever. And now it says, "Enough. My chosen one has waited too long." This is the moment your spirit is liberated from the energy that has silently been pulling you down. The universe is clearing your path in a single, deliberate stroke. And while you may not understand the suddenness at first, clarity will follow like sunrise after a long night. What leaves on November 25th makes space for what is meant to arrive. Something far better, far purer, and far more aligned with the destiny you are stepping into. You will look back and realize this removal was not a punishment, but a rescue. Not a rejection, but a redirection. Not an ending, but the doorway to everything you have been praying for. You may feel emotional. You may feel released. You may feel confused. But stay still for a moment and let your spirit breathe. Because the universe never removes without replacing. It never shifts without purpose. And it never takes without preparing to give. You do not need to chase what is leaving. You do not need to cling to what is falling apart. You do not need to question what is unraveling. Let it fall. Let it break away. Let it exit with the same speed it entered. Within days, the clarity will shine, and you will understand why the universe moved so fast. Because your next chapter needed to begin now. If miracle number 1 clears the path before you, miracle number 2 is what sends you forward with a force that doesn't come from effort, logic, or physical action. It comes from the heavens themselves. This second miracle is what spiritual teachers call the destiny push, a rare cosmic alignment that only happens when the universe decides you have waited long enough. And on November 25th, this alignment touches your chart in a way it hasn't in years, maybe even decades. This is not a regular shift. This is not an everyday energetic swing. This is the kind of alignment that reroutes timelines, unlocks stuck doors, and activates opportunities you once thought were completely out of reach. This is the moment destiny finally steps in, where your hands could no longer work. For months, or even years, you have been trying to move something forward. You've pushed, prayed, planned, sacrificed, waited, and endured. But nothing seemed to budge. Life felt paused. Opportunities felt delayed. Momentum seemed impossible. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were on the wrong path. You wondered if the dream was too big, too late, or too far away. But on November 25th, the universe is about to prove you wrong. This alignment brings motion to areas of your life that felt frozen. It injects energy into timelines that were stagnant. Something clicks, something shifts, something moves in your favor, not because you forced it, but because the universe finally decided the time has come. This is the kind of miracle that arrives quietly, but changes everything. Expect the unexpected, a sudden opportunity that wasn't on your radar, a message that shifts your entire emotional state in seconds, a yes that finally replaces months of uncertainty, a green light where you kept hitting red ones, a shift in a situation you truly believed was stuck forever. These are not coincidences. These are not random lucky moments. This is the alignment unfolding, pushing your destiny forward in ways your physical efforts alone could never achieve. Even before the miracle shows itself in the physical world, you will feel something in your energy. You'll feel lighter, more hopeful, more aligned. It will be subtle, yet unmistakable, like an internal click that tells your spirit, something is changing. You may notice a sudden burst of clarity, a feeling of emotional relief, an intuitive nudge that guides you, a sudden boost of confidence, or a quiet sense that the obstacles are dissolving. This is the universe adjusting your internal compass, preparing you for the external shift that's about to arrive. It's not your imagination. It's not wishful thinking. It's not false optimism. It's alignment. When the cosmic wheel turns, nothing can stay stuck. Not even the circumstances that tried to hold you back for years. The universe begins clearing schedules, moving people, organizing events, and creating a sequence of moments that bring you exactly where you need to be. This is how destiny works. Silently, strategically, powerfully. It doesn't always announce itself with thunder or chaos. Sometimes it arrives in the form of a phone call, an email, a message, a realization, or a sudden turn of events. But its impact is unmistakable, because what didn't move for months suddenly moves effortlessly. This movement is not accidental, it's intentional, because the life you are meant to live, the one aligned with your purpose, your potential, and your soul's blueprint, has been trying to catch up to you. But timing had to be right. Energies had to be cleared. Lessons had to be completed. People had to be removed. You had to grow, strengthen, and prepare for what was coming. And now, on November 25th, the timing is finally right. This miracle brings acceleration. You will notice that things begin to happen faster than usual. Delays vanish, confusion clears, hesitation fades, momentum builds, and opportunities begin to form with almost supernatural timing. It may feel like life has suddenly tilted in your favor, like you've stepped into a different version of reality, one where everything flows instead of fights you. This is what it feels like when destiny finally decides to move. You may not see the alignment, but you will feel its pull. You will sense the shift deep in your chest. You will recognize the opening, because it will appear exactly when you need it, not a moment too early or too late. The invisible push is coming. The momentum is returning. The wait is ending. And when it begins, you'll realize something powerful. It was never that you were behind. It was that destiny was preparing to move you forward faster than you ever expected. The life meant for you is finally catching up to you. On November 25th, something subtle yet life-changing begins to happen inside you. It won't be loud, it won't be dramatic, it won't be something others can visibly notice, but you will feel it, strongly, unmistakably, and deeply. Your intuition begins to awaken, not the quiet nudge you've been used to, not the mild inner voice you sometimes hear and sometimes ignore, not the soft instinct that comes and goes depending on your mood. This awakening is different, sharper, older, more certain, almost ancient, as if a part of your soul that has been sleeping for years suddenly rises and says, "I'm ready now." On November 25th, the veil thins, your spiritual antennas sharpen, your energetic sensitivity heightens, your inner voice becomes clearer than ever before. You may experience moments that feel so unusual, they stop you mid-thought, a wave of déjà vu that feels too strong to dismiss, a dream that feels like a message, not a random story, a thought that doesn't feel like yours but feels true, a chill across your arms for no reason, a strange pull toward a person, place, or decision. Synchronicities happening repeatedly, almost back to back. Hearing or sensing guidance that feels like it's coming through you, not from you. This is miracle number 3, beginning to unfold. And it is not happening by accident. After the removal of miracle number 1 and the forward motion of miracle number 2, you are entering a new phase of alignment. But with new energy comes new responsibility. You must be able to hear where the universe is guiding you. That is why your intuition rises now, right on schedule. This is the day when your mind becomes quieter and your spirit becomes louder. Thoughts feel different. Decisions feel clearer. Something inside you begins pulling you toward the right path without the confusion you're used to. You might wake up with a sudden knowing. Don't go there. Reach out to this person. End this connection. Say yes to this chance. Apply for that opportunity. Walk away from that situation. Trust this feeling. Avoid that invitation. Every instinct on November 25th carries weight. Every whisper feels intentional. Every inner nudge feels guided by a force larger than yourself. This is the divine whispering. Turn here. Go there. Choose this. Avoid that. These aren't coincidences. These aren't fantasies. These aren't emotional reactions. This is your higher self waking up. This is your spirit remembering what your mind forgot. This is the universe speaking in the language of intuition, signs, sensations, and sudden clarity. Miracle number 3 comes to prepare you, because the next 2 miracles, the biggest ones, require awareness, sensitivity, and emotional strength. They require you to trust your instincts even when everything around you tries to distract or confuse you. They require you to tune into your own internal compass rather than external noise. Your intuition is not just waking up, it is being activated. Something inside you is aligning with the timing of the universe. You may sense warnings before problems arise. You may feel guided toward opportunities before they manifest. You may receive clarity about people before their intentions reveal themselves. You may feel nudged to shift your plans without understanding why, only to realize later that it protected you from something. This intuitive awakening feels like a gentle whisper, but its impact is powerful. It helps you move differently. It helps you see differently. It helps you understand what your physical eyes cannot see. And with every intuitive moment, every sign, every subtle pull, your spirit grows stronger. You're not imagining the signs. You're not overreacting. You're not reading too deeply into things. You're not being dramatic. Your spirit is waking up. And when the spirit awakens, destiny begins speaking clearly. The old version of you relied on logic, evidence, patterns, and explanations. But the next version of you must rely on intuition, alignment, and internal truth. That's why this miracle is so powerful. It reconnects you with the ancient wisdom you were born with, but disconnected from. This is the day when your inner voice becomes a guide. Your sensitivity becomes a gift. Your instincts become your map. Your intuition becomes your compass. You will no longer walk blindly. You will no longer feel lost. You will no longer doubt your own knowing. Something within you aligns so precisely on November 25th that you cannot help but feel yourself shift. You step into a state where the universe speaks and your spirit hears. You enter a moment where the whisper becomes a revelation, where the sign becomes a confirmation, where the intuition becomes truth. The divine whispering begins, and once it begins, it does not stop. Miracle number 4 is one of the rarest miracles a person can experience. It's not a slow shift. It's not a subtle change. It's not something you gradually grow into. A divine reversal is the kind of spiritual event that happens suddenly, unexpectedly, and undeniably, and once it occurs, nothing looks the same again. A reversal is when something that stood against you suddenly flips and begins working in your favor. This miracle touches the areas of life where you've been struggling the most, where you've felt the heaviest resistance, where you've questioned if change would ever come. It happens in situations that seemed locked, fixed, or impossible to turn around. And yet, on November 25th, the impossible begins to shift. This reversal can show up in many forms. Someone who underestimated you now realizes your value. A delay that frustrated you suddenly becomes the doorway to a breakthrough. A mistake that stressed you becomes the exact situation that saves you. A rejection transforms into the opportunity you were meant for. A setback places you in the right timing, with the right people, for the right result. A door that was sealed shut swings open as if it was never locked. A person who blocked your progress is suddenly removed, exposed, or redirected. Divine reversals are the universe's way of saying, I have been watching, I have been protecting, I have been guiding. And on November 25th, the reversal comes with force. You may find yourself staring at a situation thinking, how did this change so fast? How did this turn around without me pushing? Why does everything suddenly feel aligned? Why does this feel like destiny stepped in? Because that's exactly what happened. Divine reversals do not follow logic. They do not follow probability. They do not follow human timing. They follow purpose, and purpose has perfect timing. There are moments in life when you reach a point where your spirit has done all it can. You've tried, you've shown up, you've endured, you've struggled, you've learned the lessons, you've grown, you've stayed patient, you've kept your heart open even when life felt closed off. And then destiny decides, now. The reversal that is coming on November 25th carries a shock, an emotional and energetic shift so sudden you will feel it in your chest. It may bring relief, gratitude, disbelief, or even tears. It may bring a moment where you stand still, realizing that something higher just stepped into your story. This reversal is tailored specifically for the situation that has caused you the longest or deepest frustration, the place where you felt the most stuck, the area of your life where you said to yourself, I don't know how this is going to change. You will notice signs leading up to this moment. Things that once felt heavy will begin to feel lighter. Conversations that once felt blocked will begin to flow. Delays will lose their grip. Confusion will lift. Resistance will weaken. You may feel a strange sense of anticipation, like something is shifting behind the scenes even if you can't see it yet. That feeling is not random. It is preparation. When the reversal hits, it will feel like the universe flipped a switch in your reality. What was working against you suddenly begins shifting in your favor, and it happens without you forcing anything. That is how you know it's divine, because divine reversals do not require struggle. They require alignment. This is the moment when destiny breaks its silence. This is when the universe reveals that it has been orchestrating events behind the scenes. This is when the timing finally matches your readiness. On November 25th, expect something in your life to turn around so clearly, so rapidly, and so powerfully that you cannot deny the presence of something bigger guiding you. It may be in love, finances, career, healing, closure, opportunity, or protection. The area of your life that has held the most tension is the area most ready for reversal. And when it happens, you'll realize something truthfully profound. It was never falling apart. It was setting up the perfect flip. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were never denied. You were being aligned. The reversal is coming. The momentum is shifting. Your story is turning. Your destiny is moving. And when the miracle appears, you will understand why everything had to unfold exactly the way it did. And now, chosen one, you arrive at the miracle that has been forming in silence long before you ever sensed its approach. Miracle number 5 is not subtle. It is not gentle. It does not knock politely. It arrives like a shift in the air, a moment your soul has been preparing for even when your mind had no idea what was coming. This is the miracle that ties every struggle, every sign, every delay, every whisper together. The final piece in a puzzle you didn't know you were solving. The turning point that changes the entire trajectory of your life without needing months or years or long explanations. On November 25th, expect a twist, a sudden twist, the kind of twist that doesn't ask for permission, the kind of twist that doesn't wait for the perfect moment, the kind of twist that announces itself in a way that makes you stop, breathe, and say, "So this is what all of that was preparing me for." This miracle is not random. It is not accidental. It is not luck. It is the convergence of timing, alignment, spiritual readiness, emotional evolution, and universal orchestration. It is the moment destiny stops circling around you and finally lands in front of you. This twist may appear in surprising ways. A message that arrives at the exact second you need it. A decision that suddenly becomes clear after months of confusion. A breakthrough that takes seconds instead of the long struggle you expected. A person entering your life with purpose, clarity, or support. A realization that immediately shifts your priorities. An opportunity that seems to appear from nowhere. A sign so direct that it shakes you to your core. A blessing that feels almost unreal. A moment where everything stops feeling heavy and finally feels aligned. This is not coincidence. This is culmination. Because miracle number 5 is the one your soul has been preparing for your entire life, even during the moments you felt lost or disconnected. Every setback hardened you. Every disappointment reshaped you. Every ending rerouted you. Every unanswered prayer became preparation in disguise. Every delay taught you patience. Every heartbreak built your strength. Every moment of isolation sharpened your intuition. Every chapter that closed made space for this one. This miracle is the universe saying, "I have seen every moment. I have heard every question. I have watched every step. And now it is time." And here is the truth. This twist will not feel like something new. It will feel strangely familiar, as though your soul recognizes it even before your mind does. Almost like remembering something you never consciously learned. That familiarity is not imagination. It is alignment. Because when a destiny twist arrives, it doesn't introduce itself as a stranger. It arrives like a memory returning home. On November 25th, something shifts so sharply, so unmistakably, so profoundly, that you will feel it physically. In your chest, in your breath, in your energy, in your clarity. This shift may come through a sudden understanding, an unexpected connection, a piece of timing that feels too perfect to question, or an emotional breakthrough that frees you from a weight you carried far too long. But no matter how it arrives, it will carry one unmistakable message. You are not who you were yesterday. Because this miracle marks the moment your old self closes. The self that carried burdens, doubts, fears, and patterns that no longer belong to your next chapter. This is the moment your spirit steps forward. The moment everything clicks. The moment you realize the universe was never delaying your blessing. It was shaping you into the version of yourself capable of holding it. You are not the person who once questioned their worth. You are not the person who stayed silent to keep the peace. You are not the person who tolerated less because you were afraid of losing more. You are not the person who accepted delays as denials. You are becoming who you were destined to be, and destiny never arrives quietly. November 25th is not just a date. It is a threshold, a turning point, a cosmic permission slip, a spiritual green light, a moment where the universe finally hands you what you thought you would never receive. Not because you were unworthy, but because the timing needed to be perfect. This is the moment destiny stops whispering and begins revealing. This is the moment that shifts your future. This is the moment your soul will recognize instantly. And when it happens, you will know. You will feel it. You will breathe differently. You will think differently. You will move differently. And your soul will whisper with absolute certainty, "This is it." As you move into November 25th, remember this: nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening for you. The shifts, the signs, the whispers, the sudden changes. None of it is random. Every moment has been preparing you for a breakthrough that is long overdue. You are stepping into a level of alignment that matches the person you have become, not the person you used to be. So pay attention, stay open, stay grounded, and trust the timing. Even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it feels fast, even if it feels unreal. Because the universe does not send this kind of energy unless something big is coming. If even one miracle resonated with you, let it be your confirmation that November 25th is not an ordinary day. It is a turning point. It is a destiny shift, and it is yours. Comment below what you feel is already unfolding.